Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I'm Vanita Lankama, Vedic astrologer, and today I'm going to be discussing a very important transit. As you know, I always discuss transits and most of the times, and surely the important ones are very important to be shared. So this transit is about Saturn in the Pisces sign conjunct Sun, which means it is going to get Asta or combust. What is Astangata? In the classic text, it's mentioned when a planet is in the close vicinity to Surya, Sun. He gets Ast. He gets overshadowed by the Sun's rays and the fire or the heat. It's the analogy says that when you are performing on a stage, you are in the limelight, and suddenly on the stage a bigger personality, or we can say an actor, or a prime minister or a leader who's prominent than you are appears. So that person will take the limelight, isn't it? So this is what is Asta. That means you'll be overshadowed by that personality. You're performing on the stage, but nobody is interested in listening to you. They are interested in listening to the person or the personality who has just appeared. So all the limelight is taken away from Saturn to the Sun, by the Sun. And this is happening from the 13th of March till the 22nd of April for 40 days. See, this is a very common phenomena which happens every year. But the difference is what nakshatra and what navmansha it is going to be happening. Every year it is a different nakshatra or a different navmansha for sure. So when this is going to be taking place, I'm going to be sharing, please give me some time. Initially, I want to explain what is exactly happening. That is why my transit videos are long. And they contain a lot of information also, and it is a short tutorial in the beginning. When you look at all my videos, you watch my videos, I will be explaining what exactly does all this mean also, because every transit has something unique about it. And transits are the gochara, whatever the planets are, you're born with, they are fixed. They are not, they are static, but there is dynamism attached to the planets. They are moving in the sky. So when we superimpose the transit positions of the planets in our natal chart, we get to know what exactly is happening in our lives if you are especially in the dasha of a particular graha. There are 9 planets, so you will be having some dasha or the other, isn't it? So all the planets in the sky will be somewhere or the other impacting you. So any kind of event that triggers or happens, it happens because of the dasha and the transits. They are not the event creators, but they are event triggers. So now, when we talk about Saturn getting Asta, I'm going to be sharing the longitudinal way of looking at it and the declination way of looking at it. As I said, a normal astrologer will be discussing about the longitude, that this is the orb, and this gets obviously combust when they come into the close vicinity to Sun from so and so longitude to so and so longitude. Now, when I talk about the declination, it is definitely going to be clearing the exact conjunction also. And it is going to be in the southern. Whenever it is getting combust, it is in the southern part. That is, it's going to be minus 0 degrees 20 minutes or so, where they are going to be getting combust. Saturn is going to be getting combust, and they'll be together. So I'm going to be explaining one by one everything. Please be patient, and then I'll be taking up the sign-wise predictions, and I will be sharing with you the remedies also, in case you are feeling the energies in a negative form, that I am not experiencing this kind of energy with the transit of Saturn. So this definitely will be impacting you better if you are experiencing Saturn in a negative manner till now. Okay, so that is also very important to see. Okay, coming to the so I'm going to be sharing with you one by one what is Saturn Asta in Uttarabhadrapada in Pisces, while Jupiter turns direct, Navmansha shifts, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and then Sun combusting. So there are so many rules, and I will be sharing with you so many insights on this. So when we talk about Saturn, Saturn is the planet of karma. Saturn is a delayer. Saturn pressurizes you. It is a sorrow, structure, masses, accountability, and endurance, and becomes combust. So the sky creates a very peculiar message that authority overshadows accountability. Ego burns discipline, systems go quiet, but karma does not stop working. Okay. So, and because this is happening in Pisces in Jupiter's sign, while Jupiter is direct, okay, this whole story becomes even more subtle, spiritual, and karmic. Now, what is Saturn combust? What is Saturn combust? Astangata or Asta. When a graha comes closer to sun and loses visible strength in the sky. Astronomically, the planets get hidden in the sky's brilliance. Astrologically, the graha's independent expression gets weakened, internalized, or overshadowed. So that means the delayer will not be a delayer any longer for these 40 days. So discipline becomes invisible. Justice becomes delayed. Accountability gets muted. Burdens become internal. Frustration might increase. Work continues, but recognition drops. Pressure builds silently. So this is why it is Saturn combustion. It does not always show an outer destruction. Okay, it is an internal exhaustion. Okay, suppressed labor, as we say. So, and also it is said that not retrograde only gives the karmic backlog, but this also gives you karmic backlog, you know. And there are three phases. Saturn will be Asta, Madhya, and Udaya. So what is the difference? So these are the three forms when Saturn gets combust, and then it is in the peak Asta, then Madhya, and then it rises. So Asta means the planet sets in the sun's rays. So its visible force reduces. Madhya is the deepest hidden phase. It is the most powerful phase. This is like the womb of karma. Things are happening. So when we talk about this, definitely it is going to be seen the degree wise when they are exactly at the same degrees. Udaya is when the planet rises again. Its results will start beginning to show outwardly now. So it's said that when the father is away, the mice when the father is away, the children are happier at times. The strict father is away. That is retrogression. When it is Asta, that means the father is very dominant and very strict, and he's always around. So what happens? You become very strict. It's a karmic pressure cooker. Okay, it's like that. Saturn disappears in the solar fire. Consequences start manifesting in the Udaya form. Okay. So combust means subtle, internal, delayed, hidden energy. So he can be, Saturn, we can say, working behind the curtain, behind the scenes. Now, why is this combination so important? Why is it so important? See, Saturn is the natural 11th and 10th and the 11th lord of Capricorn and Aquarius in the national zodiac. And Sun rules the Leo sign, the 5th sign of the natural zodiac. And both are meeting in the 12th sign of the natural zodiac, that is Pisces, which is a Jupiter's sign, and in Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra, in its own nakshatra. Okay. So 5th house is leadership, authority, intelligence. Every year this happens. Council, children, power of decision, governments, career, institutions, status, rulers. That's the 10th house. 11th house, masses, networks, parliaments, gains, social groups. 12th house, loss, endings, withdrawal, secret movements, behind the scenes restructuring. So what's happening? The authority of the 5th house joins the system karma of the 10th and the 11th inside the 12th house of dissolution. That means power structures will go through hidden correction. Leaders will face pressure behind closed doors. Institutions lose visibility or control temporarily. Okay, temporarily. And public systems become strained. Gains are delayed, decisions are taken under pressure, old karma of leadership resurface. Now here, what is the modification? Pisces is the modification and Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra is the modification. So if this conjunction were in Aries or Leo, it would have been fiery, dramatic, direct. But it is in the Pisces sign, which is the sign of emotions also, ideological, spiritual, and it is about hidden or dissolving or collective. So oceans, oils, fluids, mass grief. Mass grief also we see from Pisces, by the way. Religion, surrender, migration, hospitals, prisons, isolation, spiritual institutions. So when Saturn gets combust, pressure on religious institutions will be high. Confusion in leadership ethics will be felt. Emotional fatigue in the masses. Right now, what is happening? We are all under pressure. We are all going through what will be. We are in a state of oblivion. What will happen? Oh, what is going on in the world? So we feel emotionally fatigued out. So institutional losses, hidden geopolitical negotiations, maritime, oil, water, coastal issues. All this we have to see from Saturn. Always remember. So when Saturn is combust, policies are made in secrecy. And it is because it is also in the Saturn's nakshatra. What is Saturn's nakshatra? Uttarabhadrapada. Where karma is not weak, it is deep, mature and finalizing. This nakshatra is not noisy. It is about burden, endings and ancestral weight and final settlement. This is not a superficial transit. This is a deep karmic cleanup. Okay. So this is what is the main aspect of it. Now, let me show you something. Now, can you see? I hope you can see this Sun and Saturn. Declination wise, they are close in the closest vicinity. Now, this is how you should check. Okay, they are in the closest vicinity on the 17th and the 18th. Now, what is declination? Let me explain you the declination also. Can you see this? 0 degrees 22 minutes minus. Now, this is on the day when they come to the closest vicinity. Okay, so see, 15 degrees from Sun plus minus is Saturn combustion otherwise. Okay. That is the ecliptic longitude, not declination. So what is the declination is 0 degrees. That is what is the Graha Yuddha also we call it. Exact conjunction within combustion. So it is like 3 degrees within each other, within the combustion range. What is declination? Why have we used declination? It measures how far a planet is north or south of the celestial equator. Example, Sun declination varies from plus 23 degrees to minus 23 degrees every year. Now, planets also have their declinations. Now, parallel of declination. This is a parallel. That is why we call it a parallel of declination. When they are in the opposite, like you see plus and the minus. See, if you can see Uranus, for example, we are not using it. Suppose Jupiter. That is at 22 degrees 55 minutes, right? Almost opposite to Sun. So parallel is when they are opposite each other. Some astrologers treat this as a conjunction or opposition also. Now, what is the difference between the longitude and the declination? This is very important for the ones who want to understand what exactly is happening. Longitude is position along zodiac, which is used in the Jyotisha. Now, declination we use if you are more compatible with the knowledge of astronomy also. So, north-south distance from celestial equator. This is very important. There are two completely different coordinate systems, far in longitude but close in declination, close in longitude but far in declination. So, this is not going to give you the exact conjunction. So, until and unless we see the declination, we cannot say that they are actually conjunct or this combustion is applicable. Okay. We use longitude, nakshatra, rashi, aspects, combustion range and all in our Vedic system of astrology. In the modern astronomical astrology, we definitely use declination, which is very important. See, this is only for the advanced Jyotish practitioners, they use this, not the normal astrologers. You will not find them using it. And I use it for the personal chart readings also for sure. When I see the Shadbala strength and the declination, then I land up into the actually whether it is combusting or not. Okay. So when they are very close in the declination, which is then it becomes three-dimensional, not two-dimensional. We must make the event very strong. How is it working? Now, Sun and Saturn are around this degrees of 0 degrees minus, that is south. Minus is south and north is, it's not a minus written over there. So this is the declination. So this is almost the parallel declination, and they are very close to each other. Near the exact 20th to the 22nd March, they'll be at this particular degree. So whatever results I'm going to be sharing will be felt even more during this exact conjunction, okay, which is a tight astronomical alignment also. So see, longitude is primary. I will not say that don't use the longitude. I always say use the longitude first, but declination can be a secondary amplifier, okay, which is definitely going to be making you feel the results even more. You see for yourself also. Okay, because Saturn is going to be in Uttarabhadrapada, and when it is going to be in the close degrees to this, it is going to be giving you the results as per near to identical, as the longitude. There will be leadership pressure, authority clashes, policy changes, and public reactions. Okay. So Sun represents kings, government, leadership, Saturn masses, system, karma. So when Sun burns Saturn, authority temporarily overpowers accountability. But because Saturn is in its own nakshatra, the karmic force remains strong beneath the surface. So events may feel intense, but also karmically corrective. Okay. So longitude conjunction determines combustion in Vedic astrology, and declination, which is not a part of what happened. Oops. So declination, which is not a part of classical Jyotish, but when declination is also very close, it strengthens the conjunction astronomically also. So when this is happening, it will be a reinforcement to the primary rule that I have mentioned on the 22nd and the 20th, 21st, 22nd. This is what is going to happen. It is declination extremes, and their correlations with global events will be felt even more. Always remember. So this is what I wanted to share with you, because this is definitely going to be more visible and more, felt with this kind of a conjunction. Okay. Declination is a modern, it amplifies the energetic intensity also. Okay. So now, what about the global and the geopolitics? I'm going to be sharing with you that also. What happens when it is going to be in the close vicinity? So leadership and governance, there can be leadership criticism, there can be authority under pressure, rulers making decisions under strain, governments hiding weakness, public frustration with the institution. Now, there can be corporate or state restructuring, labor unrest or dissatisfaction can happen, because this Saturn is hidden. So what happens? They are being suppressed. Something has to happen, which is like, what is the mass psychology? It is like pessimism comes in, fatigue comes in, emotional heaviness comes in, distrust of systems, nothing is happening. But it is a temporary phase. If you're going through this frustration, remember, you don't have to give up. Have that hope running, and please do not lose patience. This is what, don't think that nobody is listening to you. Okay, if you do, then this might just give you some kind of issues, and you might just feel very drained and fatigued out unnecessarily. Now, geopolitically, because it is the watery sign, and watery and diffuse, Saturn rules mass systems, so covert negotiations, okay, and border tensions with behind the scenes diplomacy, maritime concerns, oil price sensitivity, refugee migration narratives, religious polarization, or spiritual politics. institutional power struggles rather than open war alone. Now, spiritual and social level wise, I will give you the answer, Tegra. Collapse of false gurus or weak moral authorities with this Saturn combustion. Questioning of traditional authority figures. What are they doing? Rise of quiet spiritual movements. Demand of authenticity over prestige. This is not necessarily a transit of loud explosions by itself. It is more like a system cracking silently, authority being tested quietly, and karmic dues coming due. Okay, so specifically it represents laborers, poor and working class, sorry to say, time, endurance, old age, structure, realism, justice through delay, consequences, long-term results. So when it gets combust on the outer plane, justice is delayed, bureaucracy weakens, structures appear tired, and systems do not respond fast enough. Hard work goes unrecognized. So this is why I'm preparing you. And on the inner plane, you feel burdened. You feel fatigued. Moral loneliness rises. Patience is tested. Discipline must be self-generated. And Saturn, when is visible and strong, external rules hold people together. When Saturn is combust, external discipline weakens and internal discipline must rise. Because whenever a planet is combust, you have to put extra effort, remember. When it's retrograde, it is doing whatever, he's haphazard, he's just going on doing what he wants to do because the father is away and the child is playing. So this is why combustion periods separate the mature from the reactive. Okay. So this is what is the main thing that I wanted to share with you guys. So please, during this time period, avoid, I'm giving you the remedies now. Avoid impulsive career decisions, ego battles with bosses, fathers, authorities, unnecessary legal aggression, forcing relationships, risky investments out of frustration. Strengthen routine, no? Better. Strengthen routine, strengthen sleep, strengthen humility, budgeting, patience, spiritual discipline. Okay. And you can, if you are from the Hindu background, so you can recite Om Sham Shanishcharaya Namah chants, sesame oil diya you can light in the west direction of your house, Shiva worship, and charity to Vama or burnout is essential during this time. Okay. And sleep correction is required, body strengthening, limit doom scrolling, and emotional exhaustion. Okay. So when Saturn is combust, karma doesn't disappear, it stops shouting and starts working silently. Okay. So for 40 days, governments will be pressured, leaders are tested, systems go quiet, people feel tired, karma matures underground, and after Udaya, what was hidden begins to show. Okay. This is what is the key theme of this particular transit. Okay. So let's start with the 12 sign readings. Before that, there is a question. What is the best day to start litigation related to farmland property for Libra people? Okay, for Libra people. See, any which ways you should wait till Mercury gets direct. Then Saturn is also getting combust. It's good. For litigation, it is good. So you can do it post 21st. Okay. So let's start with the 12 sign readings. Okay. So for Aries, this transit of Saturn is getting combust in your 12th house. So now being the ruler of the 5th, 10th, 11th coming together in your 12th house. So this can bring about sleep issues. Okay, first of all, you need to work on your routine. There can be isolation, foreign land, related concerns, and also rising expenditures. Spiritual exhaustion or awakening happens. But it can also help you silently end a toxic chapter. Okay, in relationship, litigation, or maybe some friends, you're going to be ending that chapter, relatives. Okay, so closure, retreat, hidden burden, that is what is going to be the key theme. Whenever Saturn is in the 12th house, it's said that you spend on the time on the mountainous regions as per the classic text, and your own people become your enemies, and you have to walk a lot when Saturn is combust, and you get happiness through foreign lands, through some isolated places. That is what is the this transit of Saturn in the 12th house. Okay. Now the theme is you should protect your energy. That is what I can say. Avoid unnecessary unnecessary arguments, unnecessary wastage of energy, because this is the house of bed pleasures also. So you should conserve your energy, physical energy also. And also, it is said that when Saturn is here, your spiritual growth happens faster. You're internalizing everything. It is not visible, right? 10th and 11th lord is invisible. So that means you are not towards the desire fulfillment. You are towards the internal progress even more. Success you want, but you want that, but you're not your expectations go down from people, from friends, from relatives. You really don't want. And in case you're having any kind of unwanted fears and troubles that you're going through, so those thoughts will become positive. See, now you will say that it is in the negative place and it is in the 12th house, but it is definitely going to be giving you internal growth, positive energy, positive thoughts. Otherwise, it has clouded you, when it was not combust. Now it will give you that positive energy. Okay. So then also it is good for the children, students. In case you have any plans to conceive, etc., this is a good time. If you want to get into any kind of creativity, you want to do some artistic things, aesthetics, etc., so you can definitely get into that also. Okay. Now somebody has asked about Saturn, whether it will give positive or negative results if you have a debilitated Saturn in the... See, when you have a debilitated Saturn, that means Saturn is in your Aries sign. So that means Saturn is getting combust in your 12th house, 12 places away from itself. So it is going to be giving you, because it is debilitated already, it might just give you less positive results with this combustion. Okay, because of multiple reasons. Okay. So coming to the next sign, that is Taurus. Now for Taurus, this transit is in your 11th house. Now you see, 11th house transit is considered to be otherwise overall a good transit. So it is about gains, networks, older friends, elder siblings, income from long-term work. You may feel delayed gains now. It is a good transit, but it is combust. Now, your luck lord is combust. That means you might just face disappointment from friends or your teams that you're working for. There can be slow audience growth. Political dynamics in social circles might just feel, that you're entrapped. People might just, it might be bringing about... this is going to bring about that, like the dynamics are going to be really, that maybe you say something and then you are only framed that this person said. Oh, that kind of politics can be there. So, but it helps you expose the fake support systems. You're with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your relatives. You will get to know. So it is like a network purification which is going to be taking place. And quality over quantity, don't chase every gain. Okay, this is that kind of a phase. And also I have seen when Saturn is in the 11th house, which is a good transit, but when it is combust, you definitely will not be successful in the new endeavors. If you're thinking of starting a business, there will be something or the other which might backfire. And any kind of gratitude remedy that will definitely help you. Anything to do with gratitude. And also, I've seen when it is in the 11th house, Saturn is in the 11th house, in combust form, it is very positive if you are worshipping your Ishta Devatas. Okay, when Saturn is combust. Now, Ishta Devata, there is another way of, you have to just stand in front of the of your deity, you're worshipping, and then you get to see, there will be an image, that you can see in front of your eyes. There's a ritual that we do. We take a bowl and of water and place it in the on your altar in the night, and in the morning when you get up, the first image that you see is your Ishta Devata. That is how we do it. But we do have, we know there is a calculation also. And definitely it is going to be a very positive remedy in case you're feeling that, or you can go for a holy dips, in the holy water. You can just take a holy dip, or you can read scriptures, any kind of scripture, or you can take pilgrimage also. Then it will definitely help you. Okay, so this is what is the key theme of this transit, and it is positive for you guys. I think because you're moving away from the toxic energies, which is definitely a very positive thing to happen. Coming to the next one, that is Jai Shri Ram. Coming to the Gemini sign. For Gemini, this is the 10th house transit. Now, 10th house transit is also considered to be good as regards to your career, as regards to your, recognition and all. Because Sun is there. So it is good for you guys. But what is happening, there can be conflict with the authorities during this time. You will keep doing your work, but there can be heavy responsibilities and low visibility, because Saturn is the ruler of your 9th house also, your luck lord. But it is your 8th lord also. When the 8th house related matters, your health, your investments, your finances, these are going to improve for you guys. Definitely there will be pressure, there will be career restructuring happening, but at the same time you will build long-term maturity, and if you can handle it well, it is going to give you amazing results. Silent professional testing, and also do not resign impulsively. Okay, let the dust settle. That is what I can tell you. And as per the classical text also, it is said when this Saturn transits through the 10th house, it is about overcoming the difficulties. You get that power. And when Saturn is there, you will face all sorts of difficulties in a very strong manner, because Sun is also there in the 10th house, not to forget that. And Sun is a friendly graha to Gemini sign. So in case you are feeling that loss of money, mental agony, etc., so this is going to give you that relief also, because it is your 8th lord getting combust as well. So you will get all sorts of comforts, it's said. Okay, and in the 10th house, you will get the rewards that you are waiting for. You will climb the ladder of success, but you need to have a good bonding with your authorities. Okay, once you have that good relationship with them, definitely you are going to be successful. Okay, and you should fare well with the subordinates and the low staff. Don't pick up on them. You should not show them that they don't deserve. Okay, so it can bring about, it can backfire. That's what I can say. Just be careful. Jai Bajrangbali. Coming to the next one, that is Cancer. So for Cancer natives, this is the 9th house transit. Now, Saturn is your 7th and the 8th house ruler, also conjunct the 2nd lord. So this is like a more of a, philosophical kind of transit. Now, philosophical, why? Because it is the 9th house, first of all. So it will give you that financial management, You will be able to take the responsibilities now. Your faith, your father, your guru, your relationship, higher studies, legal matters, these are going to be Your beliefs or feel, or your thought process feels unsupported by the teachers, by the leaders, by the gurus, by the mentors. You will definitely be going through a lot of detachment from them, because the kind of support you're expecting, you're not going to get. So don't feel demotivated, don't lose faith, deepen it intelligently. That is what is the key remedy also for you guys. Okay, when Saturn transits, see, Saturn only gives good results in the 3, 6, 10 and 11 houses like Sun. So when it is in the 9th house and getting combust, it is going to give you good results regards to your job, regards to your mental setup. It is going to be giving you that relief. You might just travel during this time, and these voyages will give you gains. Okay, and it's said that your enemies, they mellow down, or they suffer. So this is definitely a very positive time to win a battle, a legal battle, in case you are going through that. And maybe if you're looking for, and as it is, the sun has come out of your 8th house and will be in your 9th. So it is definitely very positive after the 15th, when sun also transits your 9th house. 8th house transit has given you a lot of, clashes with the bosses, seniors, etc. They have not been understanding you. Now you will feel the strength once this happens. Okay, and also in the 9th house, you have to have patience. Maybe your promotion that was stuck, it might just take a few more days, but it will happen. Okay, any kind of foreign jobs if you're getting, or maybe some assignment you're getting, you will be taking that up and you will be successful also. Okay, in your relationship, because the lord of the kendras are transiting through your 9th house, definitely Raja Yoga is coming your way. So financially, you're going to be doing well. Any kind of litigation, etc., anything that you have been going through, any bottleneck, you should take you should go to a religious place, visit a religious place on Saturday, and you're good to go. Okay, coming to the next one, that is Leo. For Leo, this is the 8th house transit. Now 8th house transit, is being the 6th lord in the 8th, is a Viparit Raja Yoga in itself. But what happens when the 8th house gets active, it is little intense. But Saturn getting combust is positive for you. Positive under few things like financials. You will gain some relief in your finances. Okay, maybe shared resources, insurance, taxes, or inheritance. You will get that. Also, suddenly you will see that the emotional heaviness has come offload. It has offloaded, and in case you were having some trust issues in your relationship, you will get that clarity, because sun illuminates this zone. Anything, it could be that the truth comes into the limelight and you get to know, and you are offloaded with that burden, because it is giving you that burden since a long time, and this will offload that burden. It could be that if you get to know that your partner is going through a relationship, so it might just come into limelight, and you are aware of it, and you're through with it. But any kind of inheritance theme, deeper fear, confrontations, and all that, you will be definitely very strong in those areas. And this is the time for inner purification, also karmic surrender and rebirth time. Avoid control battles in relationship. Transform cautiously and consciously. Okay. See, 8th house is the place where Saturn does well, because Saturn is the natural ruler of the 8th house as a significator. Now, when it is in the 8th house, it actually, delays your professional career growth. When it is combust, it will give you that growth also. Okay, it will give you that hardworking nature. It will make you hardworking. It will give you a lot of recognition also, because it is looking at your 10th house, and from there it is going to give you, it is mellowing that impact. Whatever delays and frustrations you were going through, now you will gain that momentum. It is definitely positive. But do remember, when the Lagnesh is going to be in the 8th house, you have to take care of your health. Okay, do not you have to follow a routine now, and any kind of litigation, whatever was going through, you were going through, it might just get resolved, or it might just be that you should avoid getting into litigation during this time though, but it might just be a kickstart of a new chapter. It can give you new chapter, beginning of a new chapter during this time. It is like, karmic surrender and rebirth, as I said. Okay, coming to the next one. So for Virgo natives, this transit of Saturn is getting combust in your 7th house, being the ruler of your 5th and the 6th, and conjunct the 12th lord. So what happens, it might just give you a relationship now, because the Kendra ruler is the trinal ruler is in the Kendra. So it's a very powerful yoga, by the way. So and it is with the luck lord also. So it can give you business relationship, strong business relationship, contracts, public dealing, and some kind of triggering factors related to your relationship also. In case you were going through any kind of conflict, now you will be able to reconcile, or you'll be working on your relationship seriously. Any kind of proposal that you were you propose someone, it might just bring some delays, but at the same time it will give you that commitment also, delayed commitment, but commitment comes there. Partner is fatigued out. With the Saturn combustion, partner is fatigued out. So relationship realism is the theme. Communicate calmly, don't force what needs maturity. Okay. And in the classic text also, when Saturn is combust in the 7th house, it takes you away from your cushioned environment. That means you might just go to a foreign land, or you're traveling, you can have headaches or something, that is why health issues, when Saturn is combust, it does give you mental worries and health issues also. You must eat right during this time, because 12th lord is in the 7th house. So you must donate something in black on the Saturdays. Okay, so this will help you. Okay, and also, I have seen, if you have patience, you are going to really, sail through any phase. So with kids, with children, in your relationship with your uncles, aunts, and if you have any kind of routine that you're not following, so this is going to trigger all of that and towards better. So it is gradually becoming better and better for you, and especially when it is in the madhya means center, when that is the peak of peak of combustion, 22nd, 20th to the 22nd especially. That is why I've organized this Durga Shaptashati part also, Chandi part. So please do join in. So these are the days when you will feel karmically very heavy. Okay, why this happened to me? What is it that I've done wrong? Why am I going through all this? So these kind of results will definitely be felt. Now, for Libra natives, this transit is in your 6th house. Now, the Yogacara Graha is getting combust. So, in case you are involved in any kind of litigation, etc. So, this will be a delaying kind of an energy. But do remember, you will be the winner, because you can crush your enemies, it said in the classic text. So in case you are not following a routine, you're working in a haphazard manner, or there is no health discipline, then the Saturn combustion might not be able to give you those kinds of results, because 6th house Saturn is considered to be good in transit and in the personal chart also. So this can weaken your enemies, but you will definitely support long-term recovery also. Okay, so legal and office matters might just be dragging, so you have to be patient. In the 6th house, it requires that routine. Routine is missing. When Saturn is combust, it is missing. You need to be patient. You need to have patience also. Maybe you get a bigger assignment and you have to work long hours. Okay, it could be that you are not having a very good social circle. You can't maintain it because you are very busy. You have lots of load. And with this, also, I have seen that with the authorities, you can have very good connectivity. You can have good relation with them. If you want to go to a charitable institute, you can just donate some wheelchairs to the handicapped. So that is one remedy that at least once in a year I do it. So if you want to, you can also anywhere, any handicapped person, if you can help, that will be a very good act of kindness. Okay, so it's a overall a good transit because 11th lord is also in the 6th house, so recovery from disease happens if you follow the routine. Also good for relationship with the government officials. If you're sitting for an exam, you'll be a winner. You definitely are going to gain the strength and the momentum at the workplace. Also maybe you will be recognized for what you have done now. Okay, coming to the Scorpio sign. For Scorpio, this is the 5th house transit, where Sun is going to be there, and the Kendra rulers are in the trine. So it is a Raja Yoga which is forming. Even if it is Sun-Saturn combination, irrespective of that, Venus is also your Kendra ruler. So it's a beautiful Raja Yoga for Scorpio natives. I know you will say Jupiter's transit, you said it's not that great because Jupiter is transiting the 8th house. But do remember, this combination is an amazing combination. Your efforts will be recognized because this is the 8th house from the 10th where Saturn is getting combust, and it is considered to be a minus plus. So any kind of loopholes or any kind of stress that you have been facing, now you will get those balanced out. Okay, maybe you're working on the loopholes also. And in love relationships, you might just be able to recognize the person well, and you will continue with the relationship or discontinue with the relationship depending on your situation, because it's going to take you away from the toxicity. So in case you are having a relationship and all constantly, this person is making you feel very low and weak and bad, so this transit will make you feel good about yourself at least. Okay, so make the best use of it, and maybe you will have a caring partner, a loving partner, and an ex relationship might trigger, and also there can be a healthy conversation during this time period and a very long term bonding also. Okay, so this is that kind of a transit where you do feel that you have to have a solid relationship, strong relationship. You might just be worried about your children because Saturn is combust here, being the ruler of your 3rd and the 4th lord. So, and your if you have been having coldness in relationship, this will mellow down that coldness. It is not going to bring that heat back, but still it is going to mellow down that coldness at least. So you will learn good lessons during this time. You will be able to go for investments also, and you will make good chunk of money also, and you will now be taking care of the responsibility given to you, rather than the drama that you're entrapped in. And also it is good for your higher studies, education, okay, because it is in trine to your 9th house also. So this is that kind of a transit where you learn, and you're intellectually very sharp, and it gives you that creative self also. But you need to work on your mental setup also. Again and again, I'm repeatedly saying this because Saturn is your 4th lord also. Okay, so work on yourself, be patient, don't make impulsive decisions. Saturn combustion always makes you impulsive, remember, because Saturn is a delayer. Saturn is a composed and a mature planet. So when it is getting combust, you definitely become impulsive. It's like, leaps and bounds. You can just run and cross miles and miles. You want to just complete everything quickly. So it can be that you fall on your face if you are not doing things accurately or gradually. You have to have that patience, slow down. Okay, so you have to push yourself. Okay, this is what is for Scorpio natives. Okay, and of course this is going to be triggering some new romance also. Okay, Sagittarius. See, Saturn is going to be combust in your 4th house. Okay, fourth house transit of Saturn is not considered to be good because it's a Kantaka Shani. Now you can make property related matters, education related matters, anything to do with workplace issues that you are going through, it is going to balance out. It is going to trigger any kind of relationship also with your family members getting better, any kind of irregularities or anything to do with misunderstandings in relationship. Now you'll be able to deal with them. In case you were going through any kind of slowdom, now you will have that momentum also. Okay, because it is about your home peace, it is about your mother, emotional security, domestic stability, which is going to be getting little better. You will feel that there is less heaviness at home. Earlier you were feeling with the Saturn in the fourth house, you have been having a lot of pressure. You can relocate also if you want to, and any kind of real estate related delays, now they will get resolved also. And this is also very good time for rebuilding your inner foundation. Okay, simplify your home life, don't mix ego into family matters. Sun is there, no? So that is something you have to work on. And also, it is about fourth house, how you want to progress. Maybe you're working from home, or you're consulting with your bosses and seniors, and maybe some mentors or gurus, and you are getting that kind of guidance also. So it is definitely very positive, and you can go for a job change also during this time in case you're waiting for one. Okay, coming to the next one, that is Capricorn. For Capricorn, this is the transit of Saturn in your third house. Third house transit is considered to be good. But when Saturn is the ruler of your ascendant getting combust, it is little difficult. Maybe you can have communication errors more. You're shooting an email to someone and you shoot somewhere else. Or maybe, at the workplace, you don't get that kind of success and appreciation. Travels might be very difficult maybe, or they can be little cumbersome during this time because it is the third house trigger also. You can feel there is lack of communication with your own people. There is some kind of misunderstanding with your partner, or maybe in your relationship with your siblings. You have to put little extra effort. Low confidence. Saturn here gives you good confidence, but when it is being combust, so you might have to take that energy from your father, your guru, your mentor, because Sun is there, no? So you have to have that connectivity with the right kind of people. Move in good circle. Move around with the matured and sensible people during this time, and don't confront these people who are advising you. Okay, take the advice in a positive stride. And mental tiredness is there, delays in efforts, you will feel efforts under karmic refinement. Speak less and do more. Avoid reactive messaging also during this transit. Okay, this transit can also make you detached from your family members because it's the 12th house transit from the 4th. So mother's health you have to take care as well. Okay, so this is what. And the Lagnesh, of course, you have to take care of your health as well and your finances. But there's a but here, because there is a yoga forming here, being the ruler of your 10th house, and the Lagnesh also getting conjunct with Mars also joining in. So this will give you some relief in your communication, through your communication. So you must work on yourself and on your communication skills. Maybe you can go for some PR visa and redo it, check everything properly. So this process needs to be reworked, everything needs to be revamped. Maybe you have to sell your property, you have to do the documentation again. It might just be the phase when your promotion is reevaluated. Okay, we should give him this percent or this much percentage hike. So all that is going to be under scrutiny during this transit. So just be prepared for these kind of transits, and I'm sure you're good to go. Okay, the workload is also going to increase. For Aquarius, this transit happens, the Lagnesh is going to be transiting your second house. Now second house is the house of savings also, the house of family also. So what happens, Saturn gives you a lot of savings when Saturn is in the second house. But when it is combust, it might just give you some issues in your savings, or maybe you spend little extra when Saturn is in your second house. You have not planned it, but you have to spend extra. Unnecessary expenditures, we say, happen when Saturn is here in your second house. Also, your relationships, because Sun is also there, so it might just trigger on very petty issues also. You might just make some some remarks, and it can give some kind of issues in your relationship unnecessarily with your family members. You may develop a personality which is a detaching personality because of that. And you must work on your diet during this time. This is the time when you should take care of your finances, your family responsibilities, your speech also. Okay. Self-worth is tested. Okay. So you must push yourself to save money and cut down on your expenditures. Okay. Budget well, eat simply and speak carefully. Okay. That's the advice I can give you. Because of that, you can have some issues or the other. Also, the seventh and the Kendra lords are also joining in the second house. So if you are working on your finances well, you can save a lot of money also, and you can make a lot of money also, because the luck lord is also in the second house with the ascendant lord. So luck is by your side. When Saturn is getting combust, it is getting combust with your Yoga Karagraha Venus. So it will upgrade you in finances if you revamp everything and take the help and advice of your family members. That's how the remedies we give the remedies like that. The astrologer has to give the remedies that way. Okay. So the last one is when Pisces, when Saturn is going to be over your first house. So first house transit of Saturn is really taxing. I would say it is very hard, because you have lots on your plate. You have to do a lot. You feel heavy, you feel fatigued out, you feel low on enthusiasm, you self-doubt also, and you feel there is some health issue or the other which is going on. But with this transit of Saturn getting combust, it's a minus plus. So you will regain the strength, you will regain the confidence, you will gain the financials also. Any kind of heaviness that you were having, it will be offloaded. It is good for connecting with the authorities also now and discussing your plans. And it will reduce that pressure at the workplace at the same time. Don't identify with the temporary heaviness. Strengthen your body. Okay. And also, it is about your self-examination. What exactly are you doing? Where you stand? So this Saturn will make you go on that spot. Jupiter is also in the Kendra, by the way. So this is going to be bringing about some changes in your own personality, in your own scenario. The outside scenario is going to change now in these 40 days time. Use them well, because it is your 12th lord also, after all, in the first house. So travels might be really important for you now. You will make friends while traveling. You will get to know who's who. Okay. So you will learn new skills now, and success is coming your way for sure. Any kind of suggestions, if anybody is giving you, just listen them out patiently. Okay. And you will get that you will be on that clarity mode now, where you stand, what do you want to do, and you will take right kind of decisions also. Okay. So this is what is the key theme of this Saturn's ingress in the Pisces sign in combust mode. So please use this well, I would suggest, because Saturn combustion definitely is good for for a few signs, very, very strong. Because if it is not giving you, that is how I told you, that if you are not getting good results, it definitely will give you good results, specifically if you are in the dasha of Saturn also, or Antardasha or Pratyantardasha. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and stay blessed, everyone. Let me quickly see if there are any questions which combust Saturn. I've told you already. Jai Bajrangbali. Do you use Taurus? Yes, I do use. Yes. See, you must understand each and everything, every technique is a part of a bigger technique. So we must use and see to it that whether it is matching up or not. Okay. So if it is in the Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra, let me tell you. So when Saturn is transiting the Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra, that is Shani's nakshatra, so anyone who is born under I'll tell you, under the Rahu's nakshatra, Ardhara, Swati or Shatabisha, this transit is not that great. If you are born under Rohini, Hasta, Shravana, then also it is not that great because it is the Paratyari nakshatra. And if you are born under Bharani, Purva Falguni or Purva Ashada, then also this is not considered to be a great transit. Okay, this is how you see the Navatara Chakra. Simple. So you have to make your chart your base. So if you're born under certain nakshatra, so you have to see where the other planets are transiting. I have done several videos on Navatara Chakra, and Veda concept also works. Where the planet is transiting, and if Sun is good in 3, 6, 10, 11, so right opposite if there is a planet, that will cause a Veda. Veda means obstruction. And then there is a Vipreet Veda also if there are certain planets transiting through the opposite direction or the direction when it is in the Vipreet houses. There are good places where transits are happening. So it is a positive transit for that particular zodiac, particular planet. Okay. So there are many concepts and many ways to look at the transits. So definitely you have to seek, and I would suggest go to any astrologer of your choice if you really want to understand your own horoscope. And if that astrologer is willing to tell you, like in my readings, it is not confined to 40 minutes ever. It goes beyond 50 to 55 minutes or sometimes 1 hour reading also. So depends, if somebody wants to understand. I don't keep myself, I don't limit myself. Whenever I'm giving the reading, I go beyond, okay, beyond my capacity. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed, everyone, and Om Tat Sat.